Hello everyone, it's Yvonne back to do your bonus read for today. Wow, I'm really knocked over by that What's Cracking reading. I think I would say, you know, like some of the readings I do don't resonate with me. Just the way it is. Other times the readings really like hit me in my very soul, and it's sort of like, wow, I'm absolutely flabbergasted by what's been happening at the moment. I have like a family member and a friend who've both walked back into relationships that they gave up on a long time ago because the person they were with was... I have a friend as well. They are the really close people to me, but I'm flabbergasted because it's all just happening around me, and it gives me like clarification, verification, substantiation, whatever you'd like to call it, that the universe is conspiring to bring divine timing to people who need to be in twin flame relationships for us to move humanity to a different level. Anyway, deep thinking, deep reading. I am using the Pagan Tarot here. And the card that's come out is the card Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands is a card that talks about defending yourself, defending your territory. In the traditional tarot, of course, you've got 7 wands, and they're all up, the 6 are up against them, and they've got their 1 wand fighting back. But this is about defending who you are, standing up for what you think is right. In this reading, she's got 1 wand in her hand, and the other 6 in this card, sorry, there are 6 wands on the ground here. She's signing something here. She's listening to someone telling her something. But whatever it is, she's trying to defend herself here. Okay, behind that we have the Death card. So the Death card, although can represent Scorpio, is about transformation. It's about bringing yourself to a new level of awareness, new level of understanding, changing from what you were before, or changing what you thought you were. So there's definitely a move here. Behind that we have the 9 of Pentacles. So the 9 of Pentacles is about feeling very, very independent, very satisfactory with your life. Let's start that again. Feeling very satisfied with yourself and where life is at the moment. And behind that we have the card of Justice. So to me, this is about some sort of transformation from something that's been creating this feeling of having to defend yourself, and moving either to being single or moving to a different space. Some of you look like you might have legal stuff going on here with this signing of papers. But some sort of great understanding. It's about learning a lesson. This is definitely about understanding. So you may have divorced someone, but you've grown from that hugely, because the universe is now straightening out, leveling out, making it right. So some of you may have got some sort of court decision going in your favour. You could have divorced someone, walked away from something that no longer served you. But from that, you have gained a brand new perspective of yourself. And even if it's like, I don't ever want to be in that situation again, I never want to go back there again, that's the sort of thing that we learn from what we're doing. So, okay, so we have the Knight of Wands coming in first. So this is about, could be about a fire sign, a Leo, Sag or Aries, but you know I'm very strong on energies with cards. I don't always see the signs, but sometimes that's helpful for people. This is about being very fiery and passionate and wanting to move forward with absolute energy and drive. So some of you are moving away from this situation in a very, it's like, it's done, I just want to get on with my life now. And the Fool is here. So you're moving very, very quickly into this time of a brand new start. Intuition's on point. You're really clear of your direction. You know what you don't want in your life anymore. High Priestess is here. Intuition is on point. I love how the Spirit does that. And the Hanged Man. So, okay, so we have 3 major arcanas coming out here. Okay, so this is about looking at something from a very different perspective. So you may have come from something where you've decided you don't want to go back, or you decided you don't want to go back to whatever it is you've walked away from. But it's not just about that. It's about looking at things from in a very different way, like really understanding that you can't go back to what you were before. You can't do it now because you've seen yourself differently. It's really nice. I could leave the reading there and be highly satisfied with that. We do have the Magician as well. So we now have 4 major arcanas here out of 5. So the Magician talks of being able to manifest now. This is about really starting to understand how to bring things into your life that you want. And I think, the What's Cracking read with the whole Tower thing, I feel like that's what breaks down for you, is this understanding that you've wanted something in your life that you haven't had before, and now all of a sudden it's presented to you and you realize that you are able to manifest something. It's just a matter of understanding that you can and trusting that the universe will bring that in for you. Beautiful. 10 of Wands coming in. So you can now put down these burdens, which is absolutely fabulous. So for a lot of you, this is about not having to worry about the past, not having to worry about the things you've been carrying around, and just being able to sort of move forward with nothing on your back. Okay, and look at that, brand new start. So definitely moving forward with the Ace of Wands. And the really funny part is, if you look at the 10 of Wands here, she's got 1 wand in her hand, and we have an Ace of Wands here. And in the card in the beginning, she had 1 wand in her hand too. So you've been craving something new, you've been craving a new beginning, and the universe is here to say, you know what, honey, put everything down. You no longer need to do that. You're coming out a brand new person here. When I say a brand new person, you're still the nuts and bolts of who you were, but you're coming through as yourself. You no longer feel the need to drag your ego as well. It's really nice. Okay, so we have here the Queen of Swords. So this is about coming into your truth, understanding what that means for you. Because I know somebody, when I was talking about standing in your truth one time, somebody wrote up, I always tell the truth. Well, so did I, but it took me a long time to understand what standing in my truth meant. It's taken me many years to do that. But it's not just about speaking your truth. It's about truly acting from the person that you're meant to be. It's acting in your higher self rather than your earthly self, so your ego. That one's a lot harder to learn. A lot harder to learn what is your ego. So it's the things you were taught in childhood that you bring through to adulthood that you believe are real and true. So they might be things about yourself. You won't amount to anything. You're not good. You're not. You'll never be that person. You'll never be an astronaut. You'll never, be able to, meet the person of your dreams. You'll never. Those sort of things your parents tell you when you're a child. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you had bad parents by any means. This is about understanding that everything your parents learned is given to you. So now your ancestors are coming back and saying those things no longer serve you. If you're a Bible reader or have anything to do with the Bible, you will understand the Old Testament related to the people in the times, and the New Testament relates to the people of today. If you're not a Bible reader, all I'm saying is everything has its time. Everything has a place. And what we are experiencing now is not what was right for us a long time ago. So we're doing things very, very differently. I do have the 8 of Swords here, which tells me that you may actually be a little bit nervous about moving forward on this. You may be still stuck a bit in your thoughts here. Okay, and we do have the Chariot coming up at the front. So for some of you, I'm still at a bit of a standstill, still trying to understand what's happening to you here. But for others of you, you were well and truly ready to move forward with the Fool and the Ace of Wands. A passionate new start is coming in. You've seen things from a very different perspective. You've understood what you've brought in now is what you need to move forward, and you've put down things from the past that no longer serve you. Beautiful reading. Definitely big push to move forward from the universe now. So a lot of you must have been doing good work, because it's a general read. So it goes for, the majority of the energy out there. So I'm thinking there's a lot of people who have really been on this journey and really understood it. The card of recovery has come out here, And that's what I think you're doing here. This is why you haven't quite moved forward. You're sort of at the point where you're ready to put your burdens down. You're ready to move forward with the Ace of Wands full cards, but you're not quite out of this energy of being a little bit nervous about taking that leap of faith. You know, I always talk about when I first started speaking up for myself, because before that I'd been the veritable doormat, of course, and I would never say anything. Now I don't really worry about that at all. Of course, I'm still sensitive if somebody said or done something that's not good, but I don't mind being honest with people at all in that very assertive way. But when I first started doing it, people were like, what is wrong with you? What's your problem? And I was like, I'm just saying I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do it this way. And people would say there's something wrong with me. They would ask other people, what's wrong with Yvonne? All of a sudden she won't do this now. She was doing it before. What's her issue? So every time I tried to speak up for myself, it would come out a little aggressive. But it was me trying to understand how to be direct with people. I wasn't meaning to be aggressive. I just meaning to be direct, to say what I wanted to say. But of course, I'd not said anything for years and just conformed the way I'd been taught as a child. So I'd always conformed to what the world needed from me. So I put up with so much stuff that I shouldn't have done. And I look back now and I think, thank goodness that I was led on the journey of the awakening and using the spiritual gifts I've been given, because I kept trying to make my world logical, and of course the world isn't logical, but that takes a greater understanding too. So yeah, sure, some things are logical, you know, there's no doubt about that, but the way the world operates, the universe, whatever's happening in it, nothing's logical. You love people you can't have, people love you that you don't want. Families fall apart because people don't see things the same way. There's a lot of narcissistic people in the world, a lot of people who aren't nice people, and there are a lot of incredibly good people who still get walked all over. So there's nothing logical in life at all. But anyway, I'll leave you with that reading. Have a fantastic Sunday. Enjoy your day.